want to go by the letter of the law, because somebody was too lazy to replace their divot, you're penalized.
That's the other thing. Somebody fills it with sand or something like that, okay, it's propped up. Some of these people, especially amateurs, take massive divots that you barely see the ball almost. And it's like, how can I hit this?
Great point.
Yeah.
248-539-9797. All right.
Can I do another golf one quick?
Yeah,
Why do you have to sign your scorecard?
Oh, that was always one of mine, too. I know. There are some traditions I guess they want to keep. It's 2022. It's ridiculous. I mean, seriously. They have people with you, at these golf tournaments, noting everything. How many times you're in the fairway, distance is not. They know the score. Everybody knows the score. You're right. Why do you have to sign it? It cost the guy the Masters back in the late 60s.
When you think about doing that like in other sports, like you've just won the championship, but don't celebrate on the field first.
Yeah.
You got to go over here and sign that it's 34-28 Patriots.
Yeah. I've got a couple, and I'm going to go college football on my first two. And this is a little bit contrary to what I believe about the whole Sidney Crosby debate, and that is the penalty for targeting in college. I don't think it should be kicked out of the game, and I know they're adjusting that a little bit where you can, if you're kicked out of the second half of a game, you can appeal and possibly not miss the first half of the next game. I have no problem with the helmet-to-helmet rule, and it is a 15-yard personal foul. I just have a problem with the ejection from the game at the college level. I think that is the dumbest thing ever.
Well, let me ask you this. Because I tend to agree with you. But what about if it's so obvious when they replay that there's intent?
Well, I think...
Because most of the times the targeting, I don't believe there's really intent.
Right. I think you're talking about such a rare occasion that, hey, if there is intent, now all of a sudden when the game is over, you can address that, put some rule in place to be able to address it at that time and suspend it for the next game if you can see or find intent. The other one I have to do with college football as well is down without contact.
Yeah.
That is the dumbest thing. If you just slip and fall, or if you catch a ball and you're diving for it and nobody's around you, you're down because your knee is up.
Right. So what if you intercept the ball, you're running for, you're going to go, the pick six, you fall like a 10-yard line, you can't get up and
you're down.
running.
Oh, don't fall.
Oh, come on.
Okay, then why is it different in the NFL?
Well, they've different league.
Yes.
Well,
they're supposed to be better athletes.
Yes. Hold on, because somebody wants to address that.
Oh.
Here's another one. When your knee's down. But why is it okay for the holder
To have his knee down.
have his knee down when he gets the ball? Should be down. Over.
Yeah, that's play done.
Brian in Ann Arbor, good morning. 97 on the ticket.
John, you kind of hit sort of what I was going on, and there's a theory out of things. But in general, I can't stand college and pro football having a different set of rules. There's a lot of them I don't like. You hit on the one I was thinking about saying with down without contact. But one that I think this time to change in the NFL, I think they should do the same regardless. But the pass interference being spot foul, with the way the pass interference is called now and how often it's called, it's way too much of a game breaker to have it be a spot ball. I think that it should probably be a 15. I get the reason, so say that people can't, intentionally commit pass interference to save a touchdown, but they can do that anyway. With the imbalance between offense and defense that we have in pro football now, and how often again pass interference is called, and how restricted TVs are from playing defense, we've all seen it. We've all talked about it.
Okay, so Brian,
it's crazy to me that it can change a game. It can have way too much impact for a single ball.
let me ask you a question. And I don't disagree with you. I think that would be a
Why don't they call them Hail Marys?
But so that's kind of where I'm going. If say you're on the 40-yard line, now all of a sudden you throw a ball into the end zone. The defender says, I don't want to give up a touchdown, so if it's only 15 yards, I'm going to throw pass interference. We'll get the ball and get a chance. Shouldn't that still be you get the ball at the 1-yard line because of where it happened?
I mean, and that's the thing. You start to kind of go down the rabbit hole because there's pass interference on every single Hail Mary now. Let's just call it.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about a Hail Mary. I mean, I don't think if you're taking a shot at the end zone from the 35 or 40-yard line, that's not a Hail Mary.
No.
I mean, no, I get where you're going with that. I really do. Should it be on the one? I don't know. You could potentially you have two sets of rules where if you're inside, if you're in the red zone or something. But again, it's just when you see, we've all seen it happen. Where you see sort of a ticky-tack, maybe pass interference, and that's a lot of it. It's just how it's officiated, and that's never going to change. It's only going to keep going down that road. But we've all seen it happen where, a guy lets one rip, and it's like, wow, that changed the trajectory of the game. And that's sort of my big thing. With how you have to officiate football with so many judgment calls, so many moving parts, and so many rules, having one specific call that can completely change the trajectory of a game, like a PI call can when it's a spot foul, is sort of the big problem. One individual call by a referee that sometimes is a judgment call should not be able to drastically change the outcome of a game that much.
Thanks for the call, Brian. What about this? It's different than the NFL and college. Can they decide you need 2 feet in or 1 foot in?
Yes.
I kind of like the college.
The 1 foot in? That's one I kind of like at both levels.
Okay.
I like the NFL having to have 2 feet down. How about this one for you? The possession arrow. Get rid of the possession arrow and bring back the jump ball.
I agree. 248-539-9797.
All your favorite hip-hop jams from the last decade, featuring songs from Drake, Kanye, Post Malone, and more. Search for 2010s hip-hop on the Odyssey app to listen.
He flew fighter jets into wars and taught you how to drive a car. He fed everyone on the block, but never shared his secret recipes. And every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa, what's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart. Live with courage.
The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at StoryCorpsConnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by CGC Water Treatment. Number 5 is where the Pistons will select when the NBA draft begins a month from now in New York. They fall 2 spots, but the worst case scenario would have been 7. The lottery ends up in favor of the Orlando Magic, who will be the top team picking, followed by OKC, Houston, and Sacramento. GM Troy Weaver believes they can take a young player and turn them into something special again.
The last 2 drafts, we've had 3 players make all rookie. So we're very comfortable with our culture here, what the coach has been able to do with these young players. So we stand on that, and we're confident that whoever we actually makes will be able to assimilate and follow the rest of the group.
The draft itself is on June 23rd. The Tigers lose a game for the first time since last Thursday as the Rays get to starter Bo Brisky for 6 runs and then score some insurance later in the game. 8-1 the final score as Detroit's offense could not cash in throughout the game except for a Jamer Candelario home run. Now 13-24 and 4-11 on the road, the Tigers remain in the basement of the AL Central standings. Postseason scoreboard, the Heat dominate the third quarter at home to take Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals over Boston, 118-107, 41 points from Jimmy Butler, and then wins for Tampa Bay and Colorado in Game 1s in the NHL, 4-1 Lightning over the Panthers, and then the Avalanche get an overtime winner, 3-2 to beat the Blues. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Chris Villar. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket and Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
Good morning with Greg Hargrave, the governor, Heather Park, John Jansen. I'm Stoney. What's going on? It's the Stoney and Jansen Show. for a Wednesday.
Yeah, hump day. We're halfway there. It's downhill from here. And,
Yeah.
How was your Tuesday?
It was pretty good till anything to do with Detroit sports was on the television. Not a good day. Not a good day.
No, it was. We've had better nights.
Yes.
Little setback for the Tigers.
Yeah,
and,
well,
and honestly,
they're not going to win every game.
right, they're not going to win every game. But just a minor setback for the Pistons.
Well, we'll find out. I mean,
Yeah.
look, if you can ask me which draft would you rather won the lottery in? Last year's, yes. Although last year they didn't have to go up that high. They were already in pretty good position. But last night was disappointing for a lot of people. But they can still come out with something good. It's a deep draft that everybody seems to think the top 3 or 4 is where this draft is as far as the star players. And of course, the Pistons ended up.
Yes, and that's if it goes as expected, because you never know. One of those 4 teams may take a player that you didn't expect to be gone, and all of a sudden one might be there.
Yeah, that's being optimistic. Yeah, look, it's true. You look at the NBA playoffs right now. All the guys who are starring, not all of them, obviously, like Luka was a top 3 pick.
Right.
Jason Tatum was a top 3 pick. There are players who are being. Jimmy Butler last night, he was a top pick. There's guys all over the league who are really good players who are not top picks. To the brain trust of the Pistons, Troy Weaver, who will join us, by the way, at 9:00.
Yep.
To figure it out and develop some of these players into really good NBA players. That's what has to happen. And the Pistons are in at least a good position where, when you have a guy who's going to run the show like Cade Cunningham, most of the people who are out there who have been projected to be the possible 5th pick in the draft, whether it's Purdue's Jaden Ivey or Keegan Murray from Iowa or Shaedon Sharp from Ontario, who was supposed to go to Kentucky, but he never played. Any of those guys seem, from all you read about, we've seen Ivey and Murray play, obviously, would fit in pretty well with Cade Cunningham.
They're accessory pieces.
Yeah.
And that's with Cade, you're in a position, much different position than you were last year, where instead of looking for, the hood ornament of your franchise, you've got that at least, and now you're looking for everything to go along with it.
Yeah, look, when you watch them, first of all, when it happened, I said, all that wasted energy and hoping they lose games. If they would have won one more game, they would have maybe had the 4th. There would have been 2 more. They would have Oklahoma City. That's the problem with hoping your teams lose when you have a lottery situation, right? Because they were finished a game worse than Oklahoma City,
right?
Who was 4th, and they got the number 2.
Yes, this is why you let the cards fall where they may. Yeah. You can't control everything. You can't control destiny. It's just, hey, if you got a game, go out there, you try and win it. You add them up at the end of the year, and if you are the worst team in the NBA and you've got, 14% chance, then so be it. If you're the 3rd or if you're the 4th worst team, hey, so be it. Go out there and win games.
And the Bucks didn't want to be the 2 seed because they wanted to avoid the Nets.
That's right. But it's the floor. Look, it could have been worse. They could have been 6th.
Sure.
No, they could have been 7th. They could have been 7th. Okay, so they dropped from 3 to 5, which is the biggest drop of any team in the draft, especially the top ones. But like I said, it could have been worse.
Yeah. In a perfect world, you don't want to drop, okay?
Yes.
The reality of the situation is you have to take last year's little bit of luck that they got.
Yes, no doubt.
And I just can't get mad at this year because to me, they got the guy.
Yeah.
They got it. For me, last year it was a sure thing. I know there was the Green Cunningham debate. For me, it was Cunningham, no doubt.
Well, that's what I said at the beginning of the show. Last year, if you're going to ask me which one would you rather have the lottery luck in, it was last year.
So, I don't know. For me, they fell just to the farthest that I wanted them to fall, if they had to fall.
Right.
Because now I think they have a pick of 3 players potentially.
Right.
I don't know if Ivy's at 4, if he's locked in at 4 or not, but.
There's a shot that he might be there.
Oh yeah. I've seen 3 mock drafts this morning, and or two of them haven't taken Jaden Ivey, the other one hasn't taken Keegan Murray.
Right.
If I have the choice of Murray or Sharp, I'll take it. And we can get into later why I like that. I'm intrigued by Sharp.
Yes, we all are. The problem is
The problem is the intrigue. That's all you have.
Right. I actually looked at video last night.
Oh, yeah.
On YouTube.
Oh, you went down the rabbit hole.
I went down there. There was like a 10-minute video from the Peach Jam with some guy with a foreign accent narrating. It was weird. Anyway, they showed all his, really good offensive skill. Then they showed a lot of his defensive liability. I mean, they really broke it down.
Yeah.
But you still can't. I mean, the level of competition he's playing against
Right, he's
other
playing against high schoolers.
Right, which he was at the time. So, look, evidently, he played really well at the pro day in Chicago on Monday. So, according to ESPN's Jonathan Giovanni, he said no, he was terrific, helped himself, called him a top 10 pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of guys that are going to be taken simply on potential. But we were talking about Max Christie staying in the draft yesterday and hiring the agent. And we had this debate behind closed doors with Evan and some of the other guys that come in for the midday show. And it's, where do these guys fall and how do they get drafted if we're not really pleased with what they look like in college? And we mentioned this last year when we were talking about Franz Wagner.
Yeah.
And, we didn't see it, but you and I don't necessarily have Troy Weaver's eye. We don't have the eye as to develop that talent. And the NFL and college football is different, and it's just like the NBA and college basketball.
They're two different sports.
Yeah, some things translate from one level to the next, others don't. And in regards to basketball, and when you're talking about a guy like Shaedon Sharp going from not just high school to college or college to the NBA,
right.
You're going high school to the NBA.
Correct.
Like, we've seen that before, but that's a rare athlete.
And you have to have patience.
Yeah.
You don't expect a guy like that to come in unless superstar, which all indicates that he's not. We have the patience to let these guys develop.
Well, you don't need a superstar.
No.
He could be.
Right.
I mean, the odds are against that.
Well, you need another, if you're going to eventually become a contender, you need more than one, star. So
you need two. Something I've been thinking about the last couple of days is the big three thing might be a little, I don't know.
Well, in today's NBA, you're right. And in some teams it works, some teams it...
Well, the problem with the big three is that what it does to the rest of your roster.
Yeah, salary cap wise.
Yeah.
By the way, Caleb Hughes, the mock draft, the ESPN mock draft that came out last night, Caleb Hughes, who's elected not to participate in the combine, is the last pick in the first round by the Oklahoma City Thunder. Max Christie of Michigan State is 45th, and I saw another one from SI.com that has both Diabate and Houston.
My question is for Max Christie or for Caleb Houston or whoever. If you're making that decision after 1 year in college basketball, especially with NIL now NIL dollars and NBA contract, NBA money doesn't compare. But if you're taking mid to late second round,
it does compare.
I mean, why not stay in college? And I want to be careful because I don't necessarily know that you're staying in school because you only got to get through one more semester. If it's, hey, I'm going to, leave after next basketball season, and you're talking about eligibility.
You don't even have to go to class for the second semester.
Right. And so it's
such a joke.
Well, it is, and
student athlete doesn't have to be a student in the second semester, right?
Stop it. But I mean, why not give yourself that one more year and try and go from 45 to 20? Because that can happen.
I totally agree with you. I mean, that's why, look, the game's different, but I think Hunter Dickinson did the right thing.
Yes. Yeah, I 100% agree. And we talked about this after the NFL draft, is, when you're an underclassman and you leave and you go undrafted, like, what was the benefit? And it's not like somebody's blowing smoke up your tailpipe and you think that I'm going to be a first rounder. Most draft analysts, whether it's from the, they're employed by the NBA or employed by a franchise, same thing with football, they're not, they're pretty accurate as to where you're going to go. I mean, hey, you're projected to go 45 to 60 in this year's draft. Okay, if I'm a student athlete and I hear that, I'll go back and see if I can improve. But I don't think it's going to get any worse.
Right, especially because you can get money. That's the deal. I mean, I don't know how much money G League guys get. I mean, now the question is, forgetting about the financial stuff, some people believe you can develop better just being either in the G League or, one of those NBA guys who never plays, just practice every day. You get better.
If you want to get to that level, you got to practice against that level.
Right, exactly. All right, our telephone number is 248-539-9797. On the show today, Troy Weaver at 9 o'clock, and somebody who doesn't quite know as much about basketball, Troy Weaver Wojo, will join us at 9:35. It's the Stoney and Jansen program, 97.1 The Ticket.
Hey, the playoffs are here, and you can make every game feel like Game 7 on FanDuel Sportsbook, an official partner of the NBA. Throughout the playoffs, all customers can place a no-sweat same-game parlay each week. You're going to get up to $20 in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel has so many different ways to play, and best of all, when you win, you're going to get paid super fast. New to FanDuel? Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code Jansen. Once again, that's promo code Jansen. And if you already have an account, you're all set to bet, no sweat. Take a look at the same game parlays. If you don't have one that you want to put together, check out the ones that other customers are using. This is where you can put down a little and win a lot, and it makes every single game feel like Game 7, and it's a lot of fun. Either way, you're going to get up to $20 in free bets if your same game parlay during the playoffs doesn't win. FanDuel Sportsbook is an official partner of the NBA, also an official partner of 97.1 The Ticket. Must be 21 or over and present in Michigan. Refund issues, non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max free bet $20 per week. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Northville Lumber. Have a new accident, 75 northbound right after 12 Mile. It's in the work zone. Only the left lane is open. Then there's a disabled semi partially blocking the 94 eastbound exit ramp to 12 Mile. Northville Lumber is Michigan's truck stacking leader. Buy where the pros buy. Northville Lumber has the largest inventory, the best service, and the lowest price. Right now, you can get truck stacking as low as $159 per foot. Call Northville Lumber or visit northvillelumber.com. I'm Michelle Penny with traffic.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. Call Hall first to get started on your 5-star certified pre-approval right now. And we created the 5-star certified pre-approval with one goal in mind, to get your offer accepted. And we're available 7 days a week to do all the hard work for you. Before you even start looking for a new home, call Michigan's most trusted mortgage company, 866-CALL-HALL, or go to callhallfirst.com.
Hall Financial, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 1467435.
Coming in at 5'3", it's number one mom. She switched to Xfinity and got the all-new 3-for-1 bundle. Unlimited internet, streaming, and Xfinity Mobile.
On the yard first.
Wireless companies for just one 5G unlimited line. Ooh, shakalaka. That's why they call her the Master of Moolah, the Sultan of Savings, the Queen of Cash. And now, also with Xfinity Internet, you can get unlimited data, Wi-Fi equipment, and a free Flex 4K streaming box included with a 2-year rate guarantee and no term contract. All for just $30 per month when you add an Xfinity mobile plan at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/3-for-1, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Limited time offer, restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay. New fast internet for second customers only. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity Internet. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structure, so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly, different money management.
Investments.
Check to see if we're punched in.
How do you make the most of your land? If you ask the Wrens, who run with us on a John Deere mower, they tell you,
I mow first, then I do all the trimming.
But the Hubbards, who work behind the wheel of the John Deere compact tractor, would say,
Yeah.
if it's something you want, just go after it and try it. Then there's the
Yep, 5:56. That's what time we punched in.
If you're going working on play, there are millions of ways to make the most of your land.
Yep.
Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs ensuring everything is game day ready. Please see your Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Granger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you. With supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a speed bump. Did you hear what I said? I'm a speed bump. And if you have cut-rate car insurance, the cost to reattach your muffler could really be a bump in the road. So switch to Allstate and save money and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You have an opinion? Of course you do. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket Studio line at 248-539-9797. To D Las Vegas, the home of Detroit sports in Vegas.
Necessary Roughness with former NFL lineman TJ Lang and John Jansen. Download it today on the Odyssey app. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
97.1, the ticket. The telephone number is 248-539-9797. And we mentioned briefly, Tigers lose to the Tampa Bay Rays 8-1. 4-game winning streak is over. Bo Brisky, he had his first bad game. I don't think anybody even expected him to be in the major leagues this year anyway, so I'm not going to be too upset. The problem was he threw too many strikes. You know, you have to throw a little bit outside of the plate every once in a while, too, and he was putting them right down the middle, and Tampa was crushing them.
You don't want to make one.
No, exactly. Candelario did it, a home run for the Tigers, home run. What was frustrating about the game was, they were losing, okay, fine. There was one point, I forget what inning it was 6-1, bases loaded, no outs. And they just did nothing. I forget what the first guy did, but it might have been Baez. He's a double play.
Well, it was about to right over top of second base.
Yes.
Yeah, couldn't have been any easier. And yeah, you're right. I mean, you get the bases loaded with no outs. Yeah, you may be down 6-1, right? But at least it's an opportunity to put a dent in it.
Yeah, get McClanahan out. Anyway, Rodriguez goes for the Tigers this afternoon, right here on 97 on the ticket. First pitch at 1:10. We actually just mentioned his name briefly in we're talking about Pistons a lot. Just joining us, Pistons. A little bad luck they get the fifth pick. Jimmy Butler last night. 41 points, no three. 12 for 19 as the Heat beat the Celtics 118-107. And they did it based on, not just Jimmy Butler, but in fact the third quarter. coach said he might be back for me.
Yeah. I guess that raises the question,
Yes.
would you get tested?
No. Well, okay. It depends.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
Early in the series, definitely. I might. If I'm in the finals, I'm not getting tested. Now, the flip side to that is, whatever you want to think about it, is somewhat contagious. You could get everybody. There's some people who get legitimately sick from it. Still,
Right.
I mean, everybody who has COVID does not have little symptoms, little sniffles. There are still people. I know somebody who got it a few weeks ago.
Okay, but
basically still knocked them out for a week. So
right, I get that. I get all of that, yes. But you, as an individual, make a decision to go out there knowing that somebody might be contagious on your team, on the other team, in the stands, and you make that decision to say, okay, I've done everything I can to protect myself, whatever that might be. All right, whether it is the vaccine, whether it's not, whether you mask, whether you don't, you've made your decision.
Right.
All right, and so it's the risk is there for a lot of different things, and I agree. I mean, I wouldn't be tested myself.
No.
It's just it's
not in that situation.
No,
no, we got that far, but maybe that's just being short-sighted too. I don't know. But I don't think it's the NBA making him that tested. Now, maybe he has the protocol to get it. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals begins tonight. Golden State, the Dallas Mavericks. Hockey last night. Well, Miami might have won, but their South Florida teammates, the Florida Panthers, certainly didn't. They lose 4-1 to the Lightning. Vasilevsky, incredible on getting the goal, 34 saves. Corey Perry, he just gets traded like every 2 years, it seems. He plays well in the playoffs, and goal and assist. So they obviously that series 1-0. Out west, Colorado needed overtime to beat St. Louis 3-2. Josh Manson with the game winner in overtime. Bennington was unbelievable. 51 saves. Remember, he was he pretty much led them to the Stanley Cup a few years ago. And other series in Stanley Cups tonight. Carolina taking on the Rangers in Raleigh, and the Battle of Alberta begins tonight.
You're
in Calgary, Edmonton against Calgary.
You're very excited about that.
Yeah,
I am too.
They hate each other.
I agree.
With the Lightning, have they become that team that you do not bet against?
Pretty much.
You either bet with them or you don't bet.
Yeah, they just kind of find a way, or they find a way to, if you bet against them, just to screw you.
It's unbelievable what they're doing. I mean, I know we're still not, we're just over halfway there, but they're three-peating trying to, and it's not been done since the Islanders, right?
Yes, correct. Brayton Point, by the way, is not playing. He got hurt in Game 7 against Toronto. So, doing that, look, it is only one game. Florida did have the best record in the league, so they're certainly not done.
Yeah, but if you ask the Panthers, one thing for these playoffs, the team to avoid?
Yeah, Tampa Bay. Yeah, exactly. All right, it's time for no avoidance of Heather Park. We don't want to avoid it. What's up, Heather?
Good morning, guys. The Oxford School District. It's changed its mind to delay an independent review of the school shooting and has hired a Grand Rapids-based law firm and this investigations firm based in New York to conduct the investigation. So there was a special board meeting held on Tuesday night, and board members said that they heard community members in earlier meetings, and they also said they can't wait any longer to get an independent understanding of what happened that day. So previously, as you remember, they weren't going to do this. They said they were going to delay the review until after criminal and civil litigation wrapped up. That could have been several years. We know that Attorney General Dana Nessel had offered twice to conduct this third-party review, and she said that her resources would pay for the review, and Oxford had turned that down, obviously, twice as well. But now they have changed their mind. So that's good. I'm glad they're doing it.
Yes. Yeah.
For sure.
It needs to be transparent. It needs to be in depth, and I'm glad they're doing it now. Like you said, instead of a couple of years down the road when people start to, their memories start to play tricks on them.
Yeah, for sure. A Romulus High School student was taken into custody after a suspicious suspicious package was found at Summit Academy North on Tuesday morning. So this package prompted the school to go into this temporary lockdown while police investigated. And according to police, they're not really giving away anything about this package. They said that it was not a bomb or anything with having to do with hazmat nature, but they didn't tell us what it was. They also didn't give a lot of information about the student that was taken into custody. They did call the student a person of interest. That student was 18 years old. That's all I got, but they did say nobody was in danger, so that's good.
That's good.
That's very good, yes. Something very rare, kind of odd, a little different, was discovered in a passenger's luggage at Detroit Metro Airport. This actually happened last year. A moth species that hadn't been in the U.S. in more than a century was discovered in somebody's luggage. Yeah,
Coming from where?
The Philippines. This was back in September of 2021. This person was stopped by agriculture specialists with the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. And during this investigation and inspection of the suitcase, they found these seeds that were going to eventually hatch into these flashy moths. And the guy, or I guess I don't know if it was a male, the passenger said that they were carrying the seeds and told police at first that they were just pods that were going to be used for medicinal tea. But they confiscated these pods, and while they were in quarantine, several of these pods began to hatch. So they definitely weren't there for tea. But pretty crazy. They said that it was later determined that this species of moth hadn't been seen or first encountered since 1912.
So was it native to North America, or is this was it a invasive species at that time?
I don't know a lot about it, to be honest, but it sounds like they don't want this.
They don't want it here.
They confiscated it so that it won't be this invasive species. I don't know much about its existence.
Prior to 1912?
Yeah, exactly.
Tony, how about you?
Yes, I remember it well. They don't want any mating of this species in this country.
There's a mom who is suing TikTok after her 10-year-old daughter died doing the blackout challenge. So this blackout challenge basically encourages users to choke themselves until they pass out. And then I guess you film it and you post it on TikTok. It's all different, I mean, I think people have been doing something like this for a long time. I mean, this is not the first time I've heard of this. But the fact that they're putting it on TikTok is bizarre to me. But anyway, this wrongful death lawsuit that the mother filed, she alleges that it's just wildly irresponsible and ultimately negligent for TikTok to allow these videos to trend online, especially in front of children who have died as a result of these videos. TikTok has responded. They said, you know what, it's our commitment to create a safe community. They've removed any of those videos that have been there. You cannot search for the hashtag blackout challenge anymore. They also posted something from the CDC that shows this has been going on for a long time. It's not just something that started on TikTok. Apparently 82 children passed away playing, if you want to even call it playing this game between 1995 and 2007, which was well before TikTok even existed.
So sad.
Yeah.
But it's either way, it's very, very devastating for sure.
All right, thank you very much, Heather. 97.1 The Ticket. Coming up next, did last night depress you? That's coming up at 6:50, and we'll talk. Who do you want the Pistons to take it by? 97.1
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Tonight in the Pro Hockey Playoffs, Game 1 Western Conference semifinal, Calgary hosting Edmonton in the battle for Alberta. Calgary about -157, Edmonton about +135. Total in the game sitting at 6, and I want to look to play the total here. I do think this is going to be a long and awesome series, and I think it's going to be lower scoring than people expect with two huge rivals like this, and the way the goalies for each respective team were playing at the ends of their series and round number one. I think this series is going to be tight. I expect both goalies to play well, and I think it's going to be hotly contested. So I want to go under 6 in game number one, under 6 with Edmonton and Calgary. That's it for this Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Check out the latest lines today at BetRivers.com. I'm Nick Costos. Keep it locked here for more throughout the day. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
Hi friends, Bill Golly here for Golly Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, reminding you that we have some great incentives going on all May long during our Make the Switch event. For example, right now, qualified Chrysler employees can lease a 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4 for just $269 a month. Leases for 24 months, 10,000 miles a year with $2,000 down. We have a number of vehicles available, or you can order one. So stop in. I think you'll really enjoy your experience here at Golling Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bloomfield Hills, Chelsea, Roseville, and online at golling.com.
Folks, once again, your generosity has helped to make Mother Waddles Michigan's largest car donation program. That's right. When it comes time to donate a car, more people are choosing Mother Waddles than any other charity. That's because everyone knows that Mother Waddles will use your generous car donation to help the poorest of the poor right here in our community. So it's time to donate your car, join the tens of thousands of other satisfied car donors, and donate your car to Mother Waddles. And remember, Mother Waddles will pick up your car for free and in a timely manner. So go with the leader. Donate your car to Mother Waddles, Detroit's oldest and most respected car donation program. Simply call Mother Waddles today at 313-WADDLES or go online and donate your car at motherwaddles.org. Mother Waddles, a name you can trust. Call 313-WADDLES. That's 313-WADDLES.
If you or someone you know has been injured in an auto, truck, or motorcycle accident, tell them to get David and get paid. The insurance agency for the driver who caused your accident is not going to want to pay.
I'm attorney David Samadeno, and I will make them pay you.
Go to getdavidgetpaid.com to get paid.
May is Maytag month, the hardest working month of the year, when you can save on hard-working Maytag performance. Like laundry pairs that make clothes pink twice before getting dirty again. Refrigerators that make cold your new favorite flavor. And dishwashers that eat caked on oatmeal for breakfast.
Don't wait. Put the hardest working month of the year to work for you and save big on Maytag appliances now through June 1st. Because May is Maytag month.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offer. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Woo-hoo! Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Michael Burrow of National Benefit Plans. Call 877-734-2200.
Get the latest sports news and inside information about Michigan and Michigan State on the 5-Star Zone with Rico Beard. Download it today on the Odyssey app. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
97.1 the ticket, 248-539-9797. We welcome your phone calls, we welcome your texts, we welcome your listenership. As always, if you miss anything from our show, any of the shows, you can always listen rewinds on Odyssey.com, the app. It's a great way. Out of the country, anywhere, you can still have us close. By the way, Tiger baseball tonight, or I should say this afternoon, 1:10 in Tampa, as the Tigers take on the Rays, the rubber game of the series.
Still got a chance to win a series on the road.
Yes, they do. A day off tomorrow. Well-deserved day off. They haven't had
one day off within the span of 32 days, I think.
They're off today, and then they're not off until June 6th. And they have a doubleheader in there.
Yeah, well, a lot of teams are going through this too, but the Tigers do more than others. And by the way, I saw, I think it was on SI.com has an article, because Javi Baez is struggling right now. He's about 210.
Right.
All the high-priced shortstops are having major problems right now. So he's not alone. If you wanted, Correa like I did, He's had problems. Seager, Simeon, Trevor Story.
Yeah.
They're all struggling big time.
Yeah.
Well, I heard Dan Dickerson mention last week that the overall average in baseball, batting average,
it's down like 20 points.
it was at this time when I heard him last week, the third lowest ever.
Yeah.
At this point in the season, and the only other two are 68, which is well known for the what
he did to the mound.
Yeah, and then 1908, which I do know, and I know you know for sure, Stoney,
Yeah.
it was what is also revered as one of the worst hitting seasons. So this isn't good.
I know. So last night, the Pistons. You know what they're doing baseball though? This next year they'll come back with a different ball.
Well, heck, not in this, just next year. They might make that change in the middle of the season. That's the thing about baseball is, last year we saw it was the foreign substance, right? And so they cracked out on that. If it's not exciting enough, I wouldn't put it past baseball to go back to the ball that they've been using for the past 4 years. And we mentioned, or you mentioned Dan Dickerson and the numbers that he's used. He's also talked about the last 4 years have been record-setting in regards to the number of home runs.
Correct.
In terms of the entirety of the history of Major League Baseball.
Right.
And so a reset of this year, getting back to what it was in 2017, 2016, like we're not used to it, but the numbers that we're seeing now are comparable to those numbers in terms of home run and power.
Runs, right. Batting average, no. Pitching is so much different now. I mean, these guys with cutters, this pitch and that pitch. You see, look, we focus on the Tigers so much. You watch a lot of a lot of players are swinging at balls in the dirt and things.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't think they ever did. But, as much 10 years.
I could see him over there behind.
Ever did.
Right.
No, they didn't do it as much as they do. Or they're doing it now, is what I said.
Greg behind the glass. I could see him mouthing the words, just waiting for you to say, swinging at the balls in the dirt, and it's just. Yes,
the whole game. It's the swing away era.
Yes,
it's
not
exactly.
Just swing away. It's swing away, swing hard, swing deep.
It's all or nothing home run wise.
Yeah.
That's what it had become to some degree. And then you're going to change the ball and take that away. I mean, I kind of got a basic rule: the ball should never change.
Yeah,
the ball should never change.
I agree. I mean, that's if there's one consistent thing throughout, or should be throughout baseball. Should be the ball.
Hey, let's move the foul line.
They're not. They haven't changed the bats. I mean, they've been wood bats for well over a century.
Thankfully, not like college where they have done aluminum and graphite and all that.
I know. I do love the sound of the wood bat.
I know. I understand
the
why.
crack of the bat.
All right, like we said, the Pistons probably the biggest loser in the lottery yesterday because they dropped from 3 to 5.
Yeah, you could fight that
by
way.
math.
Yes.
Could have been worse. They could have gone to 7. Could have been better. They could have gone up to 2 or 1 or stay where they are. But when you look at all these mock drafts, and there'll be more coming up later. Obviously, it's not like football where there's going to be one every day. But you never know the week leading up to it. And like I said, it looks like they're in position to get Jaden Ivey, Keegan Murray, Shaden Sharp, who nobody has actually seen play a competitive basketball game unless you consider the Atlanta Peach Jam competitive basketball. There are other players out there that are pretty good. I was, looking at the mocks, the kid from Johnny Davis from Wisconsin, top 10 pick, A.J. Griffin of Duke. Now, I don't think he would fit the Pistons, but Jalen Duren, the center from Memphis, he doesn't seem to have any type of a perimeter game by my standards. But, who knows? 248-539-9797. Who do you choose between, let's right now, Ivy, Murray, Sharp, or maybe there's somebody else out there that we may be forgetting, not in the top 10, but maybe in the top 5, so to speak. Let's say hello to Richard in Detroit. Good morning, Richard. You're on 97 on the ticket.
Okay, how's it going, Jim? I was just calling to say, whoever they pick, they just got to hit on it. You know what I'm saying? You got to take that 5 and you got to hit the ground running.
Right.
You got to be productive. You can't just, sit back or... I like the guy out of Arizona or, like you said, Ivy, a wing player. Because NBA today, they're designed for that wing player, to excel,
Is Ivy's outside shot good enough, you think?
That's what I feel with Ivy. so I like the guy out of Arizona.
Sure.
And then I don't think it's that big of a separation from 1 to 10 to me. You know, people like Chet Holmgren and Pablo at Duke, it's the college that they attend, and they go be on the spotlight.
Yep.
You know, so I don't think it's that big of a
Rain
separation.
coming at us.
Outside of just saying I got the number 1 pick, when he gonna come in and make that big of a difference, like a concert of old you would have done, you know.
So I think we're good.
Even the guy out of Iowa, I like him.
Other than that.
Yeah, you know, they just got to hit the ground running.
I think we're good. Yeah.
Other than that, then we're good.
Thanks, Richard. And I mean, I think most people would agree that there are the big three and how much separation they have, and that's, you know, Holmgren, Banchero, and Smith from everybody else. Like, okay, yes, 1 through 10 might not be that big of a separation, but I think there is a difference between the top 3 and then the next 7. But for me, I'm intrigued. I don't want to say necessarily that I'm planting my flag right now because it's still early. We got about 40 days before the draft. Jaden Ivey at Purdue. I had a chance to see him a little bit last year, and others may have watched him more. The speed at which he plays with. And I'm trying to wrap my mind around the fact that in the tournament, I didn't see what I really wanted to see, and that was a guy that could take over a game, a guy that could at least, that demanded the ball, that could do something with it when it mattered most.
Right, against St. Peter's, he had like 9 points, I think.
Right, and there was I think there was a 3-point shot that he hit at the end of the game, but it was kind of it was too little, too late. But the speed that he can cover the court, and the way that he handles, I mean, he's fast as hell, and I think that is a difference maker in the NBA. And then you pair that with Cade Cunningham, and that's really what we're talking about, is who is the best pairing right now.
Correct.
With Cade Cunningham.
Right. I think they're not going to get him. To me, I thought Jabari Smith, in my mind, was hands down the number 1 pick.
I think so as well.
I think he should be. I mean, he's 6'10", he's got a really good outside shot, he's a pretty tough competitor, he can do it all.
He's the guy that can attack the hoop, and can score in the paint, but also has that mid-range and can hit it from, he's got it from all 3 levels.
Exactly. Hey, bet on more than the final score with one-game parlay at BetMGM. One-game parlay allows you to make selections within a single game from over 400 bet types, including team and player props. Log into your BetMGM account and create your best parlay before the game starts. New to BetMGM, sign up and make your first bet risk-free up to $1,000 with the bonus code STONY. Plus, you'll earn BetMGM rewards points that can be redeemed for online bonuses or converted into comps for rooms, restaurants, and more at over 20 MGM resorts nationwide. Try one-game parlay today. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Michigan only. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire in 7 days from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This report brought to you by the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA. Still have a crash within the work zone northbound 75 right after 12 Mile. Only the left lane is open, so seeing a little bit of a delay in both directions. Meantime, 94 eastbound, the exit ramp to 12 Mile partially blocked by a disabled semi. Put the expertise and skill of NECA signatory contractors to work on your commercial, public, industrial, or residential construction project. NECA contractors like Monroe Electric Company are powering Michigan's future project after project, on time and on budget. Learn more at smcnica.org. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
The Detroit Tigers play the Tampa Bay Rays. Pre-game today at 12:50 on 97.1 The Ticket.
This Odyssey Doctor and Sportsman is brought to you by the Michigan Lottery.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Sponsored by Dell. For your small business needs, call a Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-S-DELL. I'm not touching the Rangers' Eastern Conference semifinals other than to say the Hurricanes feature scoring via all 4 lines and superb penalty killing. Meantime, the Rangers will need, once again, young Igor Shesterkin to morph into the second coming of Henrik Lundqvist. Good luck to the boys in blue. I'm rooting for you, boys. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Ready for a new ride but not sure where to start? Meet the tool that makes car shopping and financing easier. With Capital One Auto Navigator, you can find a car and get pre-qualified instantly. You'll get your real rate and monthly payment without even impacting your credit score. It's so simple, you might feel like you're taking the easy way out. That's because you are. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/auto navigator. Don't miss out on Clean Car Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. If your car is ready for a spring cleaning, stop by for great deals on everything you need to keep it looking like new, including Mother's California Gold Wash and Wax, just $5.99 for a 64-ounce box.